Bihira sa Pilipinas ang magkaroon ng fighter sa mabigat na timbang. Ito si Weljan Mindoro. Mahusay ang batang ito mga brad. Sa edad na 25 anyos ay nagawa nitong mapanatili ang malinis at impresibong kartada nito na 15 wins all by way of knockouts. Ang malupit pa dito mga brad ay 4 sa mga huling laban nito ay ginanap sa bansang Amerika. Subalit, wala na isa sa mga nakasagupa nito ang maswerteng umabot ng kahit 10 minuto man lang sa laban. Take note mga brad, bansang Amerika ang pinag-uusapan natin dito. Subalit, lingid sa kaalaman ng nakararami ay muntik nang mabahira ng pagkatalo ang malinis na kartada ni Weljan Mindoro. Ito ay nang magkamali ang kampo nito sa pagpili ng makakalaban nito noong taong 2023. May 13, 2023 ay nang itapat ito sa isa sa pinakamabigat na pambato ng Japan sa super welterweight division na si Takeshi Inoue. Mabigat at veterano ang Japanese fighter na ito mga brad. Sa mga hindi pa nakakaalam, isa ito sa mga nagpahirap sa pambato ng Mexico na si Jaime Munguia at Tim Tszyu ng bansang Australia. Kaya naman nang maitapat ito sa nooy bagito pa lamang na ating pambato na si Weljan Mindoro ay tila ba dumaan ang ating pambato sa butas ng karayom upang maitawid ang kanilang sagupaan. Noong panahong ito, si Weljan Mindoro ay may kartadang 10 wins pa lamang at ang Japanese fighter naman na si Takeshi Inoue ay may kartadang 19 wins, 12 by knockouts at 2 losses lamang. Ang laban ay para sa titulong WBO Asia Pacific Super Welterweight title na nooy hawak ng Japanese fighter na si Takeshi Inoue. Narito at sama-sama nating balikan ang naging takbo ng kanilang sagupaan. Ngunit bago tayo magpatuloy ay inaanyayahan kitang mag-subscribe at pindutin ang notification bell upang palagi kang ma-notify sa mga bago nating video.
So, what's going to give? You are closer to the fight game than I ever will be. When 2 knockout artists get on top of the ring, you were saying anything can happen.
Anything can happen. As you can see earlier, Mindoro threw an uppercut that landed, and sometimes it can be it. So, being in this level of power, anything can happen. That's why you shouldn't open up. And Takeshi Inoue is more defensive comparing to Mindoro, but Mindoro seems like he has confidence and power behind all of those punches that he's throwing.
Is there a tendency to be impatient if you are a knockout specialist? If you are,
it does, but it depends on your style. And I think a good straight. You know, the similarities between Mindoro and Yumeri is pretty similar.
Oh,
the way
yes.
they're throwing.
Yeah, yes.
And being impatient can cost the fight. Oh,
Get stumbled.
You were saying?
Yes, like I said.
Stumbled.
And that rocked in a way. And look, and usually when the knockout artist sees that opportunity, he pounces on it. Oh, but the overhand right hand of Inoue on target, rocking Mindoro a bit. Oh, Inoue coming to life here in the second round.
I think Mindoro needs to stay with his jab to set up his straight, because that will all come together, including the uppercut like he did earlier when he hurt Inoue.
There is that part of the fight, Nonito and Rachel, where you have to be patient. You know you can handle him, but you want to be patient as well. You don't want to be too gung-ho going in.
And when they get into that hit zone, we just want to hit. We just want to throw those punches and set up.
Oh,
Here goes that uppercut again.
here we go.
15 seconds left. Can you put him away?
And he's throwing it wildly at that. Suddenly, this alarm clock usually tells boxers, let's go for it.
Inoue is pretty strong to take these shots from Mindoro,
No,
and
that's a good point.
and with 2 losses on his record, the way that he lost was by decisions only. So he has not been knocked out yet.
In that exchange, Mindoro actually got hit. And that's where Inoue wants to be, is in that distance, because that's where he can be very dangerous for Mindoro. Oh, the overhand that landed, because again, getting that distance. And this might be Inoue's best round so far.
Yes, I agree. Sometimes fighters love that.
Yeah, and again, you heard him in the early rounds, and then now he's coming in and being impatient again, because in the 3rd round, he was very patient using his jab. But in this round, he's like, I taste it, like your analogy with the shark.
Inoue doing a good job of clinching.
Inoue loves this distance. He loves being on the inside.
Yes, I'll stay here.
Well, I think he's just seeing what reaction Mindoro will give him.
Or he's looking for other angles to work with. Oh, there's a slip. There's a slip. Hang on, the referee. That's a very wet corner. Have you ever fought wherein they put the bacha in the corner, wherein there are big pans? You've been fighting mostly in the States.
Yes.
You've seen that, huh?
I've slipped before. I've slipped before in canvases that are very slippery when it's wet, and it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling.
Did you see how he Mindoro just kind of stuck his hand out there, but it wasn't going to be anything effective or wanting it to even land. And the problem with that is that he leaves that out there. It gives Inoue the opportunity to cut the distance and get off some punches.
I love watching the corner of Inoue. They're vociferous and loud. They know they have a chance here.
Good uppercut, good overhand.
This is a 50-50 fight for Mindoro now.
Well, I think Inoue is just pressing on now. He's getting that confidence and that momentum, and he's hurting Mindoro.
Oh, that's a good point. Like in this situation, 2 short blasts straight to the jaw of Mindoro.
So when he found the distance, now he's really trying to get right in there with Mindoro. And the thing is, with Mindoro being such a longer reach and such a taller fighter, it's harder for Mindoro to get punches off when his back is up against the ropes.
And he's seeing that when he's moving around laterally, Mindoro is actually reaching in easily to be countered. But when they are in that position of being close to each other, that's when Inoue really has the bigger advantage.
You know, Mindoro has not hurt Inoue yet in this fight. Staggered him a bit, but Inoue just recovered so well. And this is like a wrestling match with such a tough customer in Takeshi Inoue.
And he's actually hurting Mindoro in this round with overhands.
This is exactly where Inoue wants to be again.
Yes.
Coming in with his head. And honestly, if Mindoro timed it right, he would be able to uppercut.
You were saying? You were saying?
That was an uppercut just hurt him.
Yeah, I think he has a beeline to your headset here. And Mindoro with a good second wind recovery here. And Inoue forcing Mindoro to get tied up. And he's hurt. Now he has hurt Inoue. Oh, the left hand is on target for Inoue.
This guy is tough.
Yes.
Well, both guys are tough.
Yes.
And the thing about powerful combination.
These are the middleweights, you know. I don't think we need the bell. And the blood just oozes out.
Inoue hit
with
left
the
hand.
hook and overhand. And now he's just trying to press overhand again from Inoue.
He does not want this fight to go longer due to if it stops on a cut.
Both corners up on their feet.
Mindoro's mouthpiece had come out.
Oh, Mindoro gets tagged
with the right hand.
Oh, good overhand.
Nice right hand.
And that was the same punch at the end of the round that landed by Inoue.
Mindoro needs to stick that jab out.
He almost got hit with that again on this round.
Needs a strong, stiff jab, not a pawing one.
You know, I have a sense that Inoue could be leading in the scorecards. Huh?
But Inoue is stepping back a little bit. And now he presses again and again. Another overhand. But because of that jab, which is not affecting Inoue.
He takes a moment to catch his breath. He steps back, then goes back to what he's doing. You're right. And here, yes, go ahead, please.
No, both fighters exchanging overhand rights. While I do agree with you with an uppercut could be there, I also believe the other side, he's not throwing. I would love to see Inoue throw a left hook.
Yeah, to be a little more decisive and to hurt Mindoro just a little more at this juncture.
You can see that both guys' power are not as dangerous as it was earlier.
But Inoue was not even looking when he was throwing.
Yeah,
he's just punching.
But you know, fighters, when you go into the last round, the last bell and the announcement, it's final round, will probably wake them up. We look forward to that.
Good hook.
Yes, he's now knocking and nailing Inoue time and again. 3 straight attacks, and he's scoring. But look at the counter punching of Inoue.
Inoue loads up on that right.
Well, this is why he's pushing the fight right now.
Yes, he is.
A good uppercut by Inoue. But Mindoro coming back with his own a little uppercut as well.
The uppercut has been the golden punch here in this fight. And both have unleashed it.
Both have both uppercuts and overhand right.
Yes.
Referee broke that action up.
Another overhand by Inoue.
And that's where he's going to all day long.
Ang laban ay umabot sa sukdulang huling round kung saan diniklara ang resulta ng sagupaan bilang isang split draw. Anong masasabi mo dito, kabayan? Talaga nga bang draw ang resulta ng sagupaan o nabiktima ang Japanese fighter ng isang hometown decision? Ano sa tingin nyo? Kung nais mo pang mas makilala si Weljan Mindoro ay ipagpatuloy mo lang ang panonood ng video. Ito si Weljan Mindoro, tubong duminag sa Buanga del Sur. Ito ay kasalukuyang lumalaban sa mabigat na timbang ang middleweight division. Impresibo ang batang ito, mga brad. Sa edad na 24 anyos ay nagawa nitong mamintina ang 100% knockout ratio. Ang ibig sabihin nito, mga brad, sa 13 panalo nito, lahat ay tinapos ng kamao nito sa pamamagitan ng knockout. October 7, 2024 ay naganap ang US debut ni Weljan Mindoro. At ito ay kontra sa isa sa pinakadelikadong fighter ng United Kingdom na si Tyler Goodjan. Lubhang malaking pagsubok ito para kay Weljan Mindoro sapagkat hindi madaling kalaban ang mga mandirigmang Briton. Dumagdag pa dito ay ang matinding pressure ng laban na ito para kay Weljan sapagkat ito din ang unang laban nito sa labas ng Pilipinas. Ang kalaban nitong si Tyler Goodjan ay may kartadang 13 wins at 5 losses. Samantalang si Weljan Mindoro naman ay may kartadang 11 wins, all by way of knockouts. Bagamat nakalalamang sa record, ay hindi dapat maging kampante dito si Weljan sapagkat may kabigatan ng kamao ng Briton at ito ay nakalalamang din sa haba ng tahid nito. Ngunit bago tayo magpatuloy ay inaanyayahan kitang mag-subscribe at pindutin ang notification bell upang palagi kang ma-notify sa mga bago nating video. Sa pagsapit ng kanilang bakbakan ay kapansin-pansin ang ganda ng footwork ni Tyler. Tila ba pinag-aralan nito ng husto at kalkuladong-kalkulado nito ang ating pambato na si Mindoro. Naging masipag naman sa pagbato ng mga suntok si Mindoro, pailan-ilan ng mga jab at magagandang kombinasyon. Subalit, veterano ang kalaban na si Tyler at alam nito kung paano kontrahin ang mga atake ni Mindoro. Dahil sa magandang head movement at footwork nito ay nagagawang makapuntos ni Tyler ng paisa-isang mga jab. tila ba naging siso ang takbo ng unang round kung saan balanse lamang ang naging puntos ng bawat manlalaro. Dugo at pawis ang puhunan ng isang boksingero bago ito mapanood sa entabladong ito. Kaya naman, ang laban na ito ni Weljan Mindoro ay ang magdidikta ng magiging future nito sa boxing. Matapos tumanggap ng mga bagong estratehiya mula sa kanilang mga coach ang bawat mandirigma, sa pagpasok ng round 2 ay nais nang tapusin ni Mindoro ang laban. Subalit hindi ganon kadali yun, sapagkat katulad ni Mindoro ay nais ding makuha ni Tyler ang panalo at kailangan na iisa lang ang tatanghaling mananalo. Sa pamamagitan ng magandang preparasyon at mga jabs ay nakuha ni Tyler ang unang bahagi ng round 2. Subalit, naging mahinahon lamang ang ating pambato at matiyaga ito nag-aantay ng magandang atake. Hanggang maya-maya pa ay biglang nagsigawan ng malakas ang mga manonood nang mapabagsak ni Mindoro si Tyler. Binilangan ito ng referee. Bagamat nahihilo pa, ay nagawa pang ipagpatuloy ni Tyler ang laban. At dito ay muli itong nakipagsabayan ng kamao sa kamao kay Mindoro. Subalit, tila ba hindi pa ito tuluyang nakaka-recover mula sa unang pagbagsak nito at maya-maya pa ay muli na naman itong bumagsak. Inakala ni Mindoro na tapos na ang laban. Subalit, kamangha-mangha ang dedikasyong manalo ng Briton at muli nitong nalampasan ang bilang ng referee sa ikalawang pagkakataon. Marahil nasa isip ni Tyler na hindi nito ganoon na lamang kadali ibibigay sa Pinoy ang panalo. At sa muling pagbitaw ng referee ay tila ba galit na toro ang Pinoy at agad nitong sinuwag ang nahihilo pang si Tyler. Bagsak ito. At sa pagkakataong ito ay tuluyan ng tinigil ng referee ang laban. Kamangha-mangha ang laban na pinakita ng Briton mula sa magagandang footwork, magagandang preparasyon at magagandang kombinasyon nito. Subalit, nagmistulang leon naman ang ating pambato na si Mindoro kung saan matyaga lamang ito naghintay ng magagandang pagkakataon kung kailan ito aatakihin ang biktima nito. Dahil dyan ay nakuha ni Weljan Mindoro ang unang tagumpay nito sa labas ng bansa. Anong masasabi nyo sa galawan ni Mindoro mga brad? Pwede na kaya ito isabak sa world title? Handa na kaya ito para sa mga di-kalibring world class opponent sa middleweight division katulad nila Canelo Alvarez at Triple G? Kung nais mo pang mas makilala ng gusto si Weljan Mindoro, ay ipagpatuloy mo lang ang panonood ng bidyong ito. Bihira sa Pilipinas ang magkaroon ng fighter na nagmula sa mataas na dibisyon. Ang tinaguriang The Triggerman ng Zamboanga del Sur na si Weljan Mindoro ay isa sa mga top prospect na inaabangan ngayon sa light middleweight division. 11 win all by way of knockouts. Ito ang kasalukuyang record ni Weljan Mindoro. May taas na 5'11". Ang 23 anyos na si Weljan Mindoro ay kasalukuyang number 62 sa super welterweight division sa world ranking, kung saan mayroong 1,933 na kalahok at number 1 naman sa Philippine ranking sa nasabing division. Sinilang sa probinsya ng Zamboanga del Sur noong year 2000. Sa murang edad, natuto itong magsuot ng gloves at ang boxing ang nakita nitong paraan upang makatulong sa kanyang pamilya at makaahon sa kahirapan. Naganap ang pro debut nito noong April 4, 2019 kontra sa kapwa nito Pinoy na si Jerry Calao, kung saan panalo si Weljan via technical knockout sa round 3. At matapos lang ang 3 buwan ay nasundan kagad ang laban ni Weljan kontra kay Johnny Canoy, kung saan muli niya itong natalo via technical knockout sa round 2.
Hilo. Yun ang sinasabi ko.
Dahil sa pambihirang lakas na pinapakita ng The Triggerman, halos kada buwan itong lumalaban at nagtatala ng knockout victory matapos ang huling laban nito bago magdeklara ng pandemic kontra kay Michael Escobia noong March 5, 2020. Ay halos 2 taon din itong hindi nakabalik sa ibabaw ng lona. April 9, 2022 nang muli itong mabigyan ng pagkakataon na makabalik sa bakbakan dahil sa 2 taon itong hindi nakaapak sa ibabaw ng ring, nanabik ito sa sagupaan. Dahil dito ay 40 seconds lang ang tinagal ng kanyang kalaban sa round 1 na si Jerwin Mejes matapos itong tamaan ng isang malakas na uppercut sa katawan na nagmula kay Weljan. Sa sobrang sakit ay hindi na nagawang ipagpatuloy pa ni Mejes ang laban. Makalipas lang ang 3 buwan ay muli itong umakyat sa ring upang subukan ang kanyang galing sa mas eksperyensado at mas mahabang tahid na si Jason Eguera. Si Jason Eguera ay may malawak na karanasan sa boxing. Dahil dito ay nagawa nitong tumagal sa laban at nabigyan nito ng magandang bakbakan si Weljan. Ngunit sa pagsapit ng round 3 ay dito na unang natikman ni Eguera ang lakas ng kamao ng batang fighter. Bumagsak ito matapos umepekto ang sakit ng kamao na tumama dito. Nagawa pa nitong ipagpatuloy ang laban, ngunit pagsapit ng round 6, isang solid right hook ang muling sumapul sa mukha ni Eguera, dulot ng pinsalang tinamo. Dito na napilitan ng referee na itigil ang laban. Dahil makalipas lamang ang 1 buwan, ay tinapat si Weljan sa isang mas matangkad na kalaban na si Mao Tameda, isang Japanese fighter. Bagamat hindi kagandahan ng record ni Tameda, ay hindi dapat magpakakampante rito si Weljan sapagkat mas matangkad nga sa kanyang kalaban at meron din itong 1-punch power knockout. Ngunit pagdating sa mismong laban ay tinapos kagad ni Weljan ang laban sa round 1. Ito na marahil ang bunga ng experience at improvement nang makatapat nito ang veteranong Japanese fighter na si Takeshi Inoue. Sa ngayon ay nananatiling undefeated with 100% knockout ratio si Weljan. Sana ay mapansin ito ng mga bigating promoter at mabigyan ng magaling na trainer upang magkaroon ng chance na maging isang world champion at maitapat sa mga di-kalibring fighter sa middleweight division katulad nila Triple G at Canelo Alvarez. Kung nabitin ka naman sa ating video ay inaanyayahan kitang mag-subscribe at pindutin ang bell button para updated ka sa mga kalidad na boxing topic. Maraming salamat po.